What's up, YouTube? A lot is happening right now, but this is your report on what's going on with these huge trillion-dollar mega bills that's going on in Congress. So what's included today is that we have the dates when we are expecting to see things passed. I have this all in a chart for you to clearly see so that you can see what's going on clearly and have an understanding of what's actually happening. The Democrats have an uphill battle for passing the $3.5 trillion package. We are close to defaulting on our debt because we can't pay our bills as a nation. So the answer coming from Congress on the Democrat side is to spend more, 3.5 trillion more. Well, there are some people that are not having it, and their names are Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, who are also Democrats. So much that President Biden is planning on meeting with both of them to talk about the huge mega bill and what they can do to get this all the way through and passed. We have new tax hikes that are coming to those that are doing well financially, making over $400,000 or more, whether you're an individual or married. We've got Bernie Sanders and Senate Democrats who are weighing $1,000 checks to our seniors to help them purchase Medicare benefits. The Democrats are pushing to extend the child tax credit to at least 2025, but Joe Manchin wants a work stipulation added, so you only get the child tax credit if you work. So with the new tax hikes, the top earners in New York City would pay a combined tax rate of 61.2% in taxes, and Californians would pay a combined 59%, and that's just two states to talk about it, which we're going to talk about some more. But I do want to have something very interesting for you to see concerning this, talking about taxes, that I promise you the majority of people have never looked at it, have never thought about taxes in this way that I'm going to show you. It's mind-blowing. So because so much craziness is happening, you should do something really nice for me and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps to grow the channel a lot. I really appreciate the support in getting these videos out there for more people to see. But I'm not lying. But for all those true life investors out there, y'all are the best people in the world. It's proven fact. But please, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp, it is fake. It's not me, so please don't do it. Right now, the Democrats are fighting an uphill battle. The only way they're going to pass something right now is to get Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema on board with this reconciliation package. But right now, they're having a tough time trying to spend more when we're about to default on our debt as a nation. And there aren't enough votes to raise the debt ceiling for us to spend more. So we have now President Biden is stepping in to have personal talks with Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema at the White House to come to some type of negotiation to get these huge stimulus packages passed. The two moderate Democrats are primarily concerned about the additional spending and the new tax hikes that are included with this plan. The text of this huge bill was supposed to be written and finalized today, but with these two not on board with the rest of the Democrats, that bill will most likely need to be rewritten pertaining to the negotiations that happened between them and President Biden. So with that, we actually have a timeline in this chart that I'm about to show you for where things are at. So Nancy Pelosi has made it very clear she wants to speed through this reconciliation package and get it voted through the House of Representatives ASAP. Her date for that is September 20th to hold to her vote on getting this reconciliation passed in the House. Next, we have the deadline for the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. Right now, this bipartisan bill only needs to pass in the House, and then it automatically goes straight to the president's desk to be signed into law. The reason it hasn't already been passed in the House, even though it was bipartisan, and for those who don't know what it means, because I had to look this up when I first started getting into all this, is that it was built by both Democrats and Republicans, not just one party. But the reason it hasn't been sent is because the Democrats in the House are using it as leverage to get votes in the Senate to pass the huge $3.5 trillion package. So politics at its best right there. They could have passed this a long time ago, but they're using it as leverage. So on to our next subject, and that is that there will be an expansion of Medicare with the reconciliation package to include dental, vision, and hearing. So in order to help out our seniors, Bernie Sanders and other Democrats are wanting to go ahead and give right now a $1,000 check to our seniors to help pay for their Medicare cost, while these benefits are still being worked out and put into the actual Medicare program. This is something they want to get done ASAP and continue doing so until that new Medicare benefits take place. January 1st would be when the new cost of living adjustment would hit for all those on Social Security, which would see their increase in their checks. With the cost of living adjustment being over 6%, they can expect to see an overall increase of around $1,160 to their annual checks. So that would equate to around $96 monthly increase for 2022. The next big thing that is getting a lot of attention is the monthly child tax credit that parents have been receiving. So right now, the Democrats have the monthly checks for the child tax credits set to extend till 2025. Then they would become permanent after that. Parents are seeing either a $250 check or a $300 check sent to them monthly for each child. The only person that could deter this is Joe Manchin. He is wanting to put a stipulation in there that if something is going to be received, those child tax credits, then they should be working and be reporting a W-2 to the federal government. This would disqualify millions of people from receiving these monthly checks for their children. And right now, he has the leverage to actually make this happen. So our timelines are predicated upon Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema jumping on board with the rest of the Democrats. With the amount of money that has been printed, a lot of people are fearful over inflation, and so many are trying to slow down the spending of money within Congress. I would like to know your comments down in the comments section on what you think about our spending in debt, and what we can talk about it from there on what should be done. As of right now, the Democrats have drafted some text that they have been able to produce $2.9 trillion in additional tax revenue to pay for most of the $3.5 trillion bill. Anyone making over $400,000 would see tax hikes from 37% to 39.6% federal, whether you're single or not. And then that's not including state and local taxes that they would have to pay on top of that. So if you live in New York City or in California, you would be paying with the federal and local taxes over 50% of your check in taxes. So this is where I'm about to blow your mind. Right now, when it comes to looking at taxes, thinking about taxes, and whenever you work hard to make more money and you have to pay more in taxes. So if we are $28.5 trillion in debt, it's because we are spending more money than we are bringing in, obviously. And we're talking trillions, not millions or billions, trillions. It takes $1,000 million to make $1 billion. And then it would take $1 million to make up $1 trillion. So I did this and I said that just to put this money into perspective of what we're about to spend, how much debt we're in. So we obviously have a spending problem. If they raise taxes, it never just affects the wealthiest. Things cascade down in some form or fashion and affect everyone. So let's look at it like this. The money you make is because you work in terms of hours for your job, and you get paid for those hours. So hours is time. So you get paid for your time. So you work 40 hours a week, and there's 52 weeks in a year. So if you multiply that, that comes out to 2,080 hours that you work in total for a year. So let's just say that you make $40,000 a year. You pay 15% in total taxes. 15% in taxes equates to $6,000. So at $40,000 a year that you make, which is a little over $19 per hour, you take $6,000 and you divide it by your hourly wage of $19.20 per hour, and you get 312 and a half hours. Then you divide that by 40 because that's how many hours you work in a week, which comes out to 7.8. So for almost 8 weeks, essentially 2 months out of the year, you worked and paid that money straight to taxes. So imagine working for January and February for free, and then you start getting paid your money. So I understand that there's a need for some taxes, but then what happens if you start working hard and you get a raise? Well, then you pay more taxes. Well, what happens if you work really hard, you get another raise, maybe you get a promotion? Well, the more money that you make, the more taxes you have to pay. but the percentages start going up. You start out at 10, you go to 12, you go to 22, 24%, all the way up to what they want it to be, 39.6%. I said all this to say that I remember working and making $26,000 a year. I don't have a college education, and my parents, my mom has a high school diploma and my dad has a GED. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, so I didn't get any money passed down to me. I don't have any rich uncles or anything like that that just poured money into me. No, don't have none of that. But I have busted my butt to make over $100,000 per year right now, what I make for me and my family. And now I have to pay more taxes. I put in the time. I read the books. I learned online how to build websites. And I learned online how to do Google advertising for free. No college, no nothing. And now I have to pay more taxes because I improved myself and I did better for me and my family. While everyone else was partying and watching Netflix, I was studying and I learned to better myself. I do my own editing for my YouTube videos. I work on websites and I do Google advertising, and I did it by going online and taking free courses. How come we get penalized for working hard and doing more and making more for our families? I don't get it, but I want to hear what you have to say down in the comments section, because I came from nothing. And I've busted my butt for my family to work hard and to do well so that I can do something for myself and my family. And I want to let everybody know that I'm a big giver. I just don't keep all my money. I actually give 15% of my gross pay to my local charities. And if you want to learn how I did all these things and learn how to build websites, do advertising, and learn what I did to make extra money and how I grew myself, then comment down below and let me know. But I didn't just sit around and make a lot more money. It is so freaking hard to make a lot of money. That's why 70% of Americans make $40,000 or less, because it's so hard to go out there and make a lot of money. So trust me, everything I'm going to show you how to do is free and will cost you nothing. But I do want to know what you think after you've heard what I've said, because time is money. And I work hard for my money. But I want to know what you think. We can talk about it down in the comments section, but please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on our stimulus and economic news that affects you, and learn how to build some wealth. Learn how to build some wealth.